Hey everybody, it's the Aaronator here. We got our 20th episode of our Vancouver Canucks GM mode commentary here on the PS4. Guys, in the last episode, we went and did the 2018-2019 NHL Year 4 draft. I just threw a bunch of words together, made words to make a sentence. Also because I looked at the top left screen, once again, just to know the year. But we're in Year 4. We're in Year 4, and it's the Offseason. And all of you guys, all of these comment after comment after comment saying I need a top 2D man. So you know what? Fine. It's not an exact top 2D man, but it's pretty close, and he's probably going to develop into one. I'm going to go trade for one now, guys, because we want to win the cup, right? So we got to make the moves to get better, right? So I'm going to let you know, I already obviously pre-scouted the trade. I even tested it out and made sure it went through. This took me a while, and I was so... Oh my gosh, it was just so intense, all this. And then I also looked for centers, and then I went up to Edmonton and checked to see if Dubois made sense. But Dubois only makes sense, I'm going to let you know, if we trade Blockbuster, which we could, but I'm also trading... I'm trading a lot away, so we may not have as many assets, so I decided Besser... we didn't need to get rid of. I looked at guys like Konechny on Philadelphia, and just because that would also be cool to see Horvat and Konechny, because they were second cousins apparently. I learned that when the McDavid draft happened, that was the same draft as Konechny, and I just found it cool, and we could do that because he also could play right wing. But I just between right wing and center, I mean, no matter what happens. We're not going after a center. We will go after one in free agency. I'm going to let you know Derek Brassard is going to be probably the one we're going to try to go after, more of a playmaker kind of center. See if he can sign for about 2 years or so. But I'm going to go to free agency after we do this trade. So it's an Eastern Conference team. So you guys don't have to worry about them biting us, or the player biting us back. When it comes to playoff time, unless this team does make the finals, which they could, because they have a pretty deep team, or at least they could eventually. Obviously, if they're losing this defenseman, then this could put an impact on that, but I mean, it's okay. So guys, I decided to go to Carolina, and I'm not sure if you guys are thinking of the same player no, wrong one. I'm not sure if you guys are thinking of the same player. Obviously Levy is there. Guys, I tried so hard. I put 4 first-round picks and then our 3rd overall pick that we drafted, Godfrey, in this trade, and it still didn't go through. I put in good Branson, 3 firsts for the next 3 years, and Godfrey. I put in so much, and it's still a lot for Hanifin, because Hanifin is the guy we're going to trade for. 22 years old, 2 years left to 4.8. It honestly makes more sense, I think, for them to trade Levy, but he is their franchise player. He is the guy with the most trade value, and I'm not looking at defensemen. I will actually show you guys, too, right now, that overall-wise and value-wise, he is the most valuable player on their team. So, and they got to sign some more guys eventually as well with Lindholm. And Patrick eventually, and Falk. So they have to sign a lot of guys. So getting rid of one of these guys and trading them before they lose their contract is good. Hanifin's one of the few guys with 2 years left. One of their top guys with 2 years left is what I'm trying to say, because Levy and Falk both have 1 year left. But I'm thinking more for the future, and I'm not sure if Hutton and Liljegren are going to be partners, but I figured that Levy and him could be partners, but now it's Hanifin, because Falk is right-handed, and that would basically take away from Liljegren, which isn't bad, but we have quite a few right-handed defensemen. We are going to be trading a defenseman as well. I'll get into that in a bit, obviously, with this trade, but we're going to start off with no Hanifin right there. I tried adding in guys with cap, like Enstrom or Wisniewski, to make it realistic, but technically they don't want to give him up, guys. I don't know why you don't want to give up a guy who's 34 years old, does nothing for your team but waste spots for youngsters who can play now, so it's not like you're ruining them by playing them in the NHL quick. Like, they're good ages, 22, 25, 23, 24. You're playing this guy who is getting, like, arguably, like, he's just getting so much more. You even have an offensive defenseman. You have another one here, so I don't know why you need this guy, but apparently they want him, so logic. Yeah, so it's only Hanifin right here. Obviously, you heard I'm going to be trading Godfrey. I said that. He was our third overall pick in the last episode. Speaking of which, I already forgot. You guys should go check out the last episode. So he is going to be a bit of NHL. He's going to be a bit farther away from the NHL, but he should be there. I mean, he's a good player, but we got Besser and Vesey, and I do like them. And right now, we're trying to win now, so Godfrey may not even be there when we need to have him. Let's see. We're gonna put in Sutter as well to because they want forwards. They don't necessarily need centers, but they need forwards. And although Sutter had a great season, we just have a lot of centers that are coming up, and it just makes most sense to move him now. Give him a chance to play on another team that also could be a cup contender, and Carolina could be. They have a lot of assets, young guys that are coming up. So now we're gonna trade a first here, and not this first, but the next first. A little bit less trade value. I know, 2 firsts, right? Even this didn't go through for Ulevy, but it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense considering Godfrey was a 3rd overall pick and Ulevy was a 6th. Wait, what? Yeah. Actually, was he a 6th? Well, obviously not in real life, but I think he was in this draft. He was a 6th. He might have been. He might have been somewhere else. He might have been 3rd. He was 4th. Okay, so it wasn't that much. And I mean, he already is a top-notch defenseman in the NHL, so it sort of makes sense. They have to sign him though. He has an RFA, but I mean, just multiple reasons. But obviously, we are gonna trade for Hanifin. Goodbranson is going to be the next guy I'm going to move because I prefer Tanev over Goodbranson. He's just really more of a penalty minutes guy. We have Triamkin to be that kind of guy, hopefully. I mean, he's a really good defenseman. I like his endurance. I like his poise. I like his defensive awareness. I wish defensive and more physical kind of defensemen were more impactful in GM mode. I'm not sure if they really are, but even the overall would be nice to have him. But he's always been a minus player for us ever since we got him. He's never reached 10 points, only 6 goals in his first year. And I mean, he just racks up penalty minutes usually. So it's not really necessary to have him on the team, especially if we're bringing in another defenseman. So that's it, guys. I know it looks like we're doubling their trade value, but that's what you have to do when they don't want to technically trade Hanifin. So, guys, I just wanted to do this. And I'm going to try it right now and show you guys. Okay, so it's because of Brandon Sutter. So what we're going to do is we're going to retain cap. He only has 2 years left, so it's not too big of a deal. So we're going to retain just so he's a $4 million player. And I'm happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the Carolina Hurricanes, and we consider it a done deal. Yeah, for trading away a quality player, Eric Goodbranson, and for trading away Brandon Sutter. Did you realize what we just got? We got Noah Hanifin. Guys, why are you complaining? I don't understand the logic in this morale. It doesn't make sense. It sort of does, but I mean, it's sort of half a business, so yeah. As for centers, I could go for Henrique, and I might actually, but there's a lot more teams interested in him. He's a more defensive-minded guy. We could use a more offensive-minded guy. He's younger, so we could play. But really, we just need a guy who's even cheaper, an offensive guy, and hopefully Brassard can be the first-line center for a bit. And what? Did my controller die? Okay, so it stopped at 4.9 because apparently I have 4.9 in cap. That didn't make sense. That was sort of weird. Sorry about that, guys. So we signed Staldo a big contract because it's only for 2 years. I'm okay with giving Brassard even $6 million because I want to make sure we get him. It's for 2 years. Buffalo's obviously interested in him, and some other teams could come in. But our cap space, we have so much. So for 2 years, it really isn't a big deal. So we're just going to do that. I hope you guys don't mind. It makes sense. He doesn't want 2 years. He doesn't even want to come to the team technically. But we got to get a center in here, and hopefully $6 million is enough to persuade him to come. Let's go to morale. Let's see. Brock Besser really made the locker room a less enjoyable place after he traded Brandon Sutter away. It really was a hard decision, guys. I had to move around, and I mean, I really wanted to get Hanifin, though. So, Besser, I hope you understand that. It was difficult. Thank you. Yeah, kind of cheap, I know, right? Number 2. Being traded is a big change, but it'll make you proud of your choice. I know that number 3 and number 4 are honestly negative and positive, or positive, or negative positive, or negative positive, or either way, it's just really difficult to do this. Bring a lot to the table. Don't let me down. Prove it. Don't let me down. I want it to be either positive or negative. We'll see how his impact has on the team. Um, fair deal. I think it was a fair deal for what we got. There you go. Positive effect. I picked the right one. Thank goodness for that. That was kind of suspenseful with no music. So, mm. As for any more signings, what I am actually going to do, some guys or one guy in particular, was mentioning I should sign some guys, like two guys on two-way contracts. I'm assuming he meant rookies to cheap contracts. So what we will do is we can actually do that because we did trade away some guys. So we'll sign Punitsev. We don't need to sign well, 23 years old. No, I'm going to pass on him. Anything else? Anybody else really? I don't see too many guys, so it should be okay. I think that's all we really need. There's only one more guy. Actually, there is another goalie. There is Raymakers, but there's also another German goalie. He's right-handed. I know he's German because I've seen him in the game. But he's 22 years old, and because he has a much higher overall than the Raymakers, we already have another potential guy. I'd like just the opportunity to have two German goalies in the crease. I mean, I think that's okay. The fringe starter, he can always get better, but I mean, we already have Gourmet Bauer, so Lala can also become a backup. It's not really for the potential, it's more for the fact that he can help make our AHL team better, so I hope you guys understand that as well. Let's make sure that advanced day doesn't go all glitchy on us. Let's sim by 1 day. And Brassard has not picked or chosen a team. There you go. I like the fact that I can take a leadership role in your team based on my skills, so I like that. Yeah, I like that he thinks that he can be a leader. That's really what I'm hoping for out of him. But we actually have 4 leaders. I even realized even more, and that would be Horvat, VC, and then both our goalies are both leaders. So that's kind of cool how that works. There was a morale. How does it even shoot? Oh, it's like this. Okay, there you go. Brassard, I think joining the team as a free agent was the right move for my career. You need to perform at the high level for this team. Hopefully number 3 works again, and negative effect. But I'm just telling him the truth. He's going to be our first line center. He needs to make sure he steps up, definitely. So we're just going to go with that. Edler, to bring back Edler as a top 6 defenseman, I really would like the opportunity to do that. We have so much cap space, and we could use a number 6 defenseman, and I think he will drop a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign him for 2 years, and we're going to see if we can get him for 5.5 at 2 years. Maybe 5 mil at 2 years, because he's going to drop, but just the opportunity to have a guy like that in our team as a top 6 defenseman, he could really be nice in depth. So advanced day, we'll see if we can add Alex Edler to our team. Punitsev, Lala, both join the team, very nice. And Alex Edler, are you going to sign? He goes to Ottawa. Goals to win. I don't think your team is going to be in position to win anytime soon. Honestly, Edler, I think it would be a lot more realistic if you said because there's too many defensemen in your spot. Don't say it's your goal is to win, and then you go to Ottawa. Obviously, Ottawa's probably better than Vancouver, but I'm just being honest. Yo, I just realized the Super Swedes with Carlson and Edler. That's pretty cool. We could use a top 6 defenseman. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to see if I can sign this guy for a good contract to play Yokipaka as our in the top 6 as our bottom 6 guys, because that could be really nice. We'll give him a 5 mil contract for 1 year or for 2 years. We can try and go down to 4.75 just for 2 years. I want to see if we can get this guy, then he'd be nice in the depth. It's just okay to pay these guys because we have so much cap space. Obviously, we're going to have to sign guys eventually. Yokipaka could be traded next year's draft if we really need to do that. And I mean, it's just a good opportunity to add another defenseman, and he's still there, so we can go after him. I believe Braden Coburn was actually also there based on role. Yeah, he still is. So as a defensive defenseman, no, he wants a lot more. So we're gonna go with this guy. Let's give him 4.8 for 2 years. We'll see if he accepts that. Maybe he might sign with another team, and then we could try for Coburn or something. But it's just to add, again, more depth to our defense. I want to be a really good team next year. So, yeah. Actually, I was gonna sign a left winger. He's probably not here by now. Yeah, he isn't. I don't. Oh no, he is. He is still there. Dwight King. I believe it's Dwight. It's not DJ. Yeah, it's Dwight. But I've seen he's done actually pretty good with his shot power. I've seen him in my other GMOs get up to 20 goals, and he seems to be a pretty physical and defensive player. Obviously, I don't like too many penalties, but he does have a good what's it called? Discipline. It's 87 for that, so it's not bad. I'll give him 2 million, 1.95, not quite 2 million, but 1.95 for Dwight King to play in our fourth line. It'll be very nice. And he didn't want to sign. That's kind of weird. But that's just what happens. Marchand has not signed yet. Or maybe that was Yoki Paka. That was probably it. So let's see if we can sign him for 4.9. We'll try that. That was probably it. Yep. We'll try for Dwight King once again. Advanced day. Wait for one of these guys to sign. Dwight King. He should sign. I mean, it's a good contract. There you go. I think I can add a lot of team that's destined for a good run in the playoffs. So I guess players have different opinions on us. It's just whether or not they get a contract. Yoki Paka just doesn't want any of us. So we're going to keep on making him want to come to us. We're going to show him that we're devoted and we want him to come to our team. So 2 years at $5 million. Dude, you got to accept it. It's $5 million for 2 years. That's a solid contract. And right now, we're going to be a pretty strong team. So just accept it. He's probably going to get more of his time on the penalty kill because he has good defensive stats. Sort of what I'm thinking. And he still doesn't want to sign. So maybe we just sign another or just another defenseman in general. We could actually sign Marchand if we really wanted, or Nyquist, but prefer not to. If you guys really think we should, then we can. Let's try and get Colburn for 1 year at like 5.5. I know it's not going to work, but I mean, I don't know. You never know. We're just gonna sim to the end of the season. If Yoki Paka and or Coburn signs with us or with a different team, yeah, I didn't think so. If they sign with another team, then it's fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We're at 17 minutes. I'd like to do some of the season, honestly. So I might I'll probably cut out the edit lines and then we can do a month of sim. I don't know. I might not. I might. I'd like to get some of the sim done as quick as possible, but we'll have to see. There you go. I just decided to stop it and we were able to manage it good. So let's go to roster moves and see what our players are like. Hannafen's still 88 overall, so that's kind of unfortunate. Demko is now 86 overall. Guys, I knew it. I knew he was going to come. He was going to come and want to play against him. So Murray may have a spot taken. I mean, Murray was really just there to be our goalie. And we do have to sign him eventually. I didn't actually realize Crosby was his best friend. Demko, though, could be our guy. I mean, I'd like to keep both goalies, but you obviously got to play both of them. So if Demko could become a 90 overall still, I'd really like the chance for that to happen. Or at least a 88 or plus or something. Because it looks like Matt Murray might actually just stay there. It may be just morale that boosts him up at all. We got this guy. So we probably don't need to sign another defenseman. Well, we might, depending. Oh yeah, definitely. This should be enough though. So we should be okay. We could still sign someone if we really want to. Vakinen, he has some solid stats. I like his endurance, obviously. Jus will probably play, and maybe he can turn out to be a bit of a better offensive defenseman. Liljegren, passing and defensive stats, like just all around much better as a 20-year-old. Hanifin, you guys, even with morale and just getting better, I think Hanifin could become an 89 and or 90, but Liljegren should become that anyway. He's already an 86, right? So don't worry. I mean, it should be okay. I always thought that Hutton would be able to make it to 88 overall, and when I noticed, that's why I was sort of a bit to make the trade. But I know you guys really wanted a top two defenseman. Hanifin really is. But so is Hutton. So, if you guys think we should play them together, we could, and we could play Liljegren and Tanev together. But I think we should do Tanev and Hutton on the top line, and then Hanifin and Liljegren in the top four position. That way, we can give them all the other time, but they won't be. They'll be put in the roles that they're supposed to be. Mateau and VC both 88 overall. I think that's because of morale, but hopefully they can actually stay there. Bayarchi, Brassard, Besser, Horvat, Tuck, Castles, Hansen, King, Osmic, Abels, Shreery. So We can move those guys down. I know we had a lot of centers. That's why I didn't sign too many other depth guys. Valeno's ready. Let's see. Girard can play. Bitten actually wants to stay in the AHL, so that should be okay. And let's see what we got. Let's go best lines. Again, if it chooses captains for us, it doesn't really matter. And it says Valeno is ready to be first line center. I don't know about that. You guys can let me know if you want to put him in that role. But that's why we got Brassard, really, I think. So I'd be more putting... we could put Valeno in the second line role if we really wanted. I think he could still be a good player. And look at that. Barchi, look at that. I like his defense and his offense. He's just an all-around really good player. Besser is a nice addition. VC is not because of morale. He is happy, but he is actually an 88 overall, so that's really nice. He is a first-line forward. Guys, we have a legitimate first-line forward again for $4 million. That's why I love VC. He's just the best player on this team. Shh, don't tell him. Don't tell Horvat that. Brassard just to be there, and then that could be really nice. We could even move Valeno if you really want. That could work, but I mean, VC, remember, was around the same overall as well, and look at how he turned out. So, yeah. Tuck could even develop into a better guy, but he has the goal-scoring ability, so I wouldn't mind playing him like that. Besser is a second-line forward, so we can play him there. I wouldn't mind doing this or this. I mean, it's whatever you guys think, really. Hansen, Castles, and Osmic will probably play in the depth role. Not. It looks like King will play in that role. Or the other role. Girard, if you think we should play him, he can just be a guy to fill in for injuries for now, and then he can play top line or bottom line wherever he gets put in, wherever he needs to get put in. I will not do any simming in this episode. I will show it for you guys in the next one. That'll be pretty soon, though. I really, for you guys, it's just, I mean, did you like the trades, and would you want to sign any of the defensemen? Is there any defenseman that you guys would want us to sign? Punitsev, Volzhnik, Poo, Volk, Muzito Pagenda, Dansk, Archibald. Defense, Buiwa is pretty close as well to the NHL. That's nice. Anderson, Subban, Neal, Olsen, Shields. So it looks like our team's pretty solid. We could probably play Rodin over him. Bure is still low top 6, so he hasn't dropped to like AHL bottom 6. So I wouldn't mind playing him and seeing if we can get him to be there. Muzita, Bagenda, and Bure would be just the best. Muzita Bagenda could be center actually because of his face-off. So I'm actually gonna move this and put Bure there. I'm sorry, Dance, but I want to put Bure there. If Bure can get to the greatness that I guess the other Bure did, then that'd be awesome. That should be it, guys. That's the video, really. Gramet Bauer is 80 overall. Lala is 78, so we got some solid goalies there. And I like our team. Honestly, can you argue that it's really not ready for the playoffs? I don't know. It's good. Obviously, Hannafin did play top-notch minutes, so I think it could make sense to play him. And we could even put Liljegren in that spot if we really want. If he doesn't perform, then we can obviously move him down and whatever works. But I mean, you guys can let me know who should be the defenseman that plays with Triumphin. I'd say Jus just for now. You could argue Vakinen because he was medium elite when we drafted him. Hopefully, he could get back to that. But I mean, for now, it seems like we're pretty solid. I think that should be it though. So I will end it off there. I will check out the free agents for you guys quickly just to see if there's anybody who could still be on our team. Nyquist, if you really think we want to sign Nyquist, we could, but I mean, I don't know. Do we really need him? Defenseman, should we sign a better defenseman? We could sign Nyquist. It's not the end of the world. That way we might have to move one of our wingers to center. I don't know. We'd have to figure out something. But you guys can let me know if you want me to sign Nyquist, Yoki Paka, maybe one of these depth guys instead. Coburn, maybe he's there. Coburn is still there, but he's a top 6 defenseman, so maybe not. Bobrovsky's there. You think we should sign him for 7 years, guys? I mean, I think we could trade Murray and Demko for $1 billion first-round picks and then get Bobrovsky and cheat the system. But I'm not about that. I prefer to keep my stuff realistic. I just wanted to put that out there for the one guy who left out a comment. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just it's just what I prefer. But AJ probably said roasted. No. Anyways, guys, that is the end of this episode. Let me know what you think about the trades. If we should sign anybody in free agency, and if you think we can make the playoffs now. So, anyways, that is the end of this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.